romanticizing other people's relationships. So often when it comes to celebrity relationships, we create these ideas in our minds for what it is that they're experiencing. We get into this loop of like, they're cute together, and we sort of become invested in their journey, their hard launch, seeing them, do their things together. What gifts does he get her? What does their engagement look like? What does their wedding look like? What does their kid look like? What does their house look like? Where are they going on vacation as a family? And we become sort of an extension of their relationship. Public relationships to me are an absolute nightmare. And it's why I've said since I've started this podcast that I have no plans on being in a public relationship again until I am married, if I choose to do that. And it's because of situations like this. And I don't blame anybody at any level, like a public figure or not, for sharing their happiness and sharing their life. But you do invite a certain energy into the situation when you do that. And it does sort of prompt this responsibility to explain yourself all the time. And romanticizing other people's relationships has become a huge problem in dating. It's become a huge problem in how people relate to each other, how people end up committing to each other, cheating, because we're seeing only the surface. We're seeing only what people share, right? Meg was never sharing when her and Klay were allegedly fighting or going through things because he was moody. You don't get that part of the relationship. So when we see these huge high profile relationships, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, Beyonce and Jay-Z, like we get so hooked into their experiences, and you just don't know these people. Like, you don't know these people. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what their relationship is really like. You're not getting the behind the scenes. You're not getting the ups and downs. You're not getting the alleged, infidelity. You're not getting that experience. So stop idealizing these relationships that you see on social media, that you see publicly. Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Like, the idea that just because you're seeing these beautiful people together, these successful people together, that they somehow have the ideal relationship, it's nonsense. No one does. Even people who have had great relationships for many decades have gone through things, and they're not sharing them with the world. And yeah, when people have been asking me about this all weekend, and I'm like, I don't know these people. Like, I don't know Meg Thee Stallion. I don't know Klay Thompson. I don't know these people. I don't know what they're going through. I don't know what either side of them has to say. I know what Meg said, and I know what Klay hasn't. Does it sound believable? Sure. Like, based on life experience, I would say, yeah, it's pretty believable. Does that mean that it's 100% true? Maybe. I don't know these people. And to be honest with you, I don't care. I don't put celebrity relationships up on a pedestal. I don't put anyone's relationship up on a pedestal unless I actually know these people. I put my sister and my brother-in-law, I put their relationship up on a pedestal. I put my brother and his wife, I put their relationship on a pedestal because I see them. I know what happens behind the scenes. I have firsthand experience with their ups and downs. I know what they have gone through. I see how they treat each other. And I still don't know certain aspects of their relationship, but I certainly have a front row seat to the good and the bad. So I can say, if I want a relationship, I want it to be like that. I don't know these people. So I don't have an answer for what they should do or what she should do. I don't fucking know. I don't know anything about them. And neither do you. And I get it. Like, people love gossip. People love drama. People want to support people they're fans of. All I'm saying, and you have every right to do that. Like, live your life. But all I'm saying is, when these things happen, don't take it personally, because you don't know these people. And it's nonsense. Your life and what's happening around you and the actual experiences that you have, if you have parents that have a good relationship, if you have siblings that have a good relationship, if your best friend has a good relationship, like, idealize that. Am I saying that right? Idealize, idealize. Maybe they're both words. Idealize, yeah. Look up to that. Make that make that a goal that you can go through things and see things firsthand and apply that. Because putting these celebrity relationships up on a pedestal, it's just always been so weird to me. I get people take it personally because they're fans of people and they don't want them to suffer. I get all that. But the reality is you don't know these people. And I don't know these people. I don't know anything about what's going on. And I'm not pretending to. I'm speaking on two abstract ideas that I have pulled from this story, which is don't cheat and don't put other people's relationships up on a pedestal if you don't know them personally. Those are two things that I think you should absolutely apply to your relationships. I feel like those are pretty obvious statements, but all weekend long, I've been having this conversation about these two, and I don't know how many people have asked me, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know her. I don't know him. I think it's sad if it's true because it's an awful thing to go through, and it sucks to go through that publicly, and it sucks to not be able to trust your partner, and it sucks to be sucked up in romance and believe that you have a future with someone, and the whole while they don't respect your boundaries. So, yeah, if it is true, which I don't know because I don't know these people, that's a really sad and hard thing to go through. And the one final thing I will say before I wrap this up, because I'm seeing so much of this on the internet, and yes, I have to make this about men. So many people are like, well, what does she expect? Or did she think that he was not going to cheat on her? He's an athlete. Or she should understand that that's the lifestyle and da-da-da. You have every right to have a boundary that cheating is not acceptable for you. And just because you're famous or just because you're dating another famous person, just because that person gets attention, as if Meg Thee Stallion doesn't get attention, you have every right to say that that is a non-negotiable for you. And listen, I don't give a fuck, and I don't know how we ever got here where it's just like assumed that just because a man has options that he is going to cheat or that he has a right to cheat or that if you're going to date that person, you have to accept that. If he has said to you, I am not going to be faithful to you, but I do want to be in a relationship with you, and you choose to be in a relationship with him, yeah, that's your fault. He's told you. But if he has presented this life before you that he is going to be faithful to you and he's not going to care about these hoes, and by hoes, I mean like just people, like they're probably not hoes. I'm sure they're wonderful women. He's not going to care about these women. And then proceeds to do that, then that's a lie and that's deception. And anyone has any right to say, I don't want to live that lifestyle. Like a lot of women do accept that lifestyle, and that's cool too. Like that's their prerogative. But this idea that she's just supposed to accept that shit, like what are we talking about? Get a fucking grip. Let me tell you this. I say this to my male friends all the fucking time. And I feel like I'm saying nothing but obvious shit. Just because women don't fuck doorknobs does not mean that we don't get attention. If I wanted to have sex in the next 5 to 10 minutes, I feel 100% confident I could walk across the street and make that happen. Across the street. I don't know anyone across the street in that building. There's a building across the street. I could walk over there and find someone to have sex with. I feel that confident in my abilities to do that. Why? Because I'm a woman. Not because I have game, not because I'm famous, not because I have money, like literally just because I happen to have a vagina. So stop this narrative that like men get so much attention and we just don't understand what it's like when women are throwing themselves at you. Dick is falling from the fucking sky. I have a dick umbrella, okay, that I carry around to keep these dicks from hitting me in the forehead. It is not hard to find dick. It's the most surplus like thing on the planet. There's a surplus of dick. Okay? It needs to be in storage. So shut the fuck up about women throwing themselves at men and it's so hard. You don't understand. Are you telling me that? You're telling me I don't understand that? Shut the fuck up. I don't care how famous you are. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how tall you are. I don't care how big your dick is. As a man, I don't fucking care. Any regular woman would lap you 15 times before you got to the first piece of pussy in the day, okay? So just shut the fuck up. It is not an achievement. Stop doing that. Okay, I had to get that out of my system.